My guests are Anna Brojde and Professor Ronnie Agronaut of the Hebrew University, and you are head of the Brojde Centre.
Correct.
Now, you helped with your husband to found the center. As a memory of him, can you give me some background to first him? It's Peter Brojde?
Peter Brojde, yes. Peter was, we came from Poland in 1970 after the 67 war here in Israel. And Poland...
Were you activists in Poland?
Well, we belonged to the club Babel, which was a Jewish student club. And they, when the situation became, economic situation became very serious, of course, we were blamed for the situation. And all of a sudden, we always thought we were a Polish people of Jewish descent, and all of a sudden we were told, Jew, go home. And so we left Poland, and we went to Canada. And Peter started, with my brother, he started a company called Icon Technology, which was a very successful company dealing with electronics. And we were lucky enough that we were able to sell the company. And unfortunately, Peter passed away very soon after. It was a difficult time for us as a family. And we went to say Kaddish for Peter every day. And we met friends in a synagogue. One of a friend, who became very good friends of ours, was Stephen Lipper, who was an old friend of Canadian Hebrew.
I see. So that's how you got introduced to the
And so I remember we'd always talk with Peter of helping more Hebrew University, and I thought it was a fantastic opportunity for me to help university, to help Israel, at the same time to keep Peter's name alive.
And when did you meet Ronnie?
Well, it was very mysterious because I said that I'd like to help in a department where Peter was strong. He was electronic engineer. And so they said, okay, this is a place where you can have a scholarship. And the scholarship...
So initially it was just a scholarship here.
Exactly.
And that was your idea, or how did
No, actually, I had a phone call from the Foreign Affairs branch of the university, and they said there is this lady in Canada who donated a large amount of money to set up a scholarship for a young investigator in engineering. Please, can you recommend candidates for this? And also they said, she has a few questions, so why don't you write her an email? And they forwarded to me her questions. And these were intelligent questions, and it got me thinking about how we should structure an engineering department in the 21st century. And this is how it's all started.
So the money instigated the rethinking.
Yes.
By the way, just so people know, we're listening to a lecture on music next door. So when you hear the music, don't let it disturb you.
Okay. And so this is how it started. And I wrote to her what I was thinking, how things should be done. And we started the Peter Brojde Scholar thing with the first candidate. And about a year later, Anna calls me one evening at home and she says, I'm not happy, not enough action. Tell me what you think.
And tell me why
this
you
is
called.
exactly like it was.
But no, I want to find out why you called, really.
Because first of all, I was thinking, you know, I'm a very organized person, and I wanted to know what's going to happen when the 2 years expire. And so Ronnie said in the beginning, well, we're going to look for enough. I said, no, tell me what your dream is. What would you like to have? And so Ronnie says, well, and so we started to talk. And then Ronnie happened to go to United States, and we had a clandestine meeting, very quietly. Nobody knew about it. So now it's all in the open. And so we design how the center will look and what we will do. And it's not just a scholar, it's a conferences, it's a visiting professors, it's a new scholars for scholarships for students. It's a whole new thing going there. And so finally we had to present it to the Professor Magidor, who was president of the, and he was a little bit taken aback, but he cooperated with us, and we created a center, and it was great.
It's rare because you did it together.
Yes,
because usually the donor is in one place and the researchers are
let me tell you something about this. This is my belief. Seriously, in missile technology, we have something that we call fire and forget. Okay, you pull the trigger, and the guiding head of the missile takes care of the mission. Okay, you don't have to do anything. And this is how normally universities operate with the donors, okay? Right. And I think it is wrong, okay?
So do I, because I've done research on research, and I agree with you fully. But you're a great case. Tell me why you think.
Well, so I think that, look, Anna, she has initiatives. She is working for us 24 hours a day on different things. She has ideas. She has intelligent questions. She keeps us on our toes in many cases, okay, that everything should go smoothly. And I think it's a tremendous contribution beyond the actual donation of the funding, okay? And, and we work together all the time.
Well, what I find in my own, I headed a research center, so I know the experience. And I found that the university administration were a barrier to us making contact with donors, because they said, no, we do that, not you. And of course, the best universities do what you've done. Like Princeton, my son's a professor there. It's the researcher that gets the contact with the donor.
I'm not a very obedient person.
That's great. I'm glad, because it's a terrific center you've established.
Yes.
And it wasn't innovative because of your husband that you wanted to do an innovative technology.
Yes, well, I'm not a technical person. I'm not a scientist. And I'm learning very fast about all the microfluidic and electromechanical systems.
So you get a great education.
I do. But I also think, from what I'm looking at it, that it's a really revolutionary program, and it's going to revolutionize. It's in a process of revolutionize how we're going to look at electronics, how we're going to use electronics. It's incredible. It's like a Star Trek, really. And I think people who get involved, and some people do get involved in our center, are the people who are supporting this revolution. And it's just fantastic that we are one of them.
Well, before we go into the science, we'll save that for the second section. But save you too. But I want to go into another thing, which is your husband and your background in Poland, because you come from a very illustrious family, and I'd like that introduced in the program. Going back to the partisans and the role of Peter's father, can you say a bit about that? Because it's also a heritage to the family. We'll get your children in later too, because I want this sense of continuity and the role of families in this whole enterprise. It's a different kind of revolution, but if you could talk a bit about your husband's family too and his background.
Right. Peter's parents, as well as my father, were here in 1920s, and they helped cleaning the swamps of Palestine. They were communists, and they were expelled by British. My father left and went to Poland. My father-in-law and my mother-in-law, Leopold Trepper and Luba Brojde, as a communist, they got involved in a Russian could I
They're
say
kind of
spy?
intelligent. They're spies. They're famous spies.
Well, you know, when I say spy, now when I think about spies, but they were more than spies. I mean, my father-in-law, Leopold Trepper, was, I think, thanks to him, the war finished as soon as it did finish, because thanks to his informations, which were given to Russians, the Battle of Stalingrad was won.
Well, that's, you see, I wanted to, we'll have to end the session, but I wanted to introduce it because I think they're sending sensory material in the old-fashioned way to create information and communication is really related to your work in revolutionizing how this is done. And we're going to explore that in the next section, and we'll do the science, the new science way of doing it when we come back. Thank you very much, Anna.
Thank you.